Most people try to eat healthier throughout the week, but by midweek, things start getting a little bit repetitive, a little bit boring, so I'm going to show you a fix to that by making a creamy chicken pasta, completely homemade sauce, and it's super easy to make. And this right here is everything we're going to need for today's recipe. Now we'll start off with our vegetables. I've got 3 small brown onions here. Hopefully you have a larger one and you can just use the one. But as for these, we're going to take off both ends and then slice it in half and then peel it. Slice these into quarters, slicing them lengthways, rotate, and then roughly chop. Doesn't have to be perfect. We only want those large or small pieces, depending on the size of your onion, and the smaller they are, the quicker they're going to cook. We just want something that looks like this. Next is 2 red bell peppers or capsicums. Stand it up and then slice around that core. It's just the easiest way to reduce the amount of seeds that come with it. Then we can go through and trim off any pith. Now with these, you have 2 options. You can roast them up as they are, which is what I'm doing, or you can chop them up the same size as the onions. But for this recipe, we are roasting this up and then blending it all together. If you have them whole like this, we can remove the skins a lot easier, whereas if they're chopped up, you're not really going to be able to do it. And when you blend a sauce with the skins on, it's not going to blend up properly, and you're going to have stringy bits through your sauce unless you pass it through a sieve. The next ingredient is 200 grams or 7 ounces, or roughly 1 punnet of cherry tomatoes. I'm using baby Romas for this, and all I'm going to do is slice them in half. Now, some of you might be thinking about the tomato skins with what I just said about those capsicums or bell peppers. The tomato skins aren't really going to make much of a difference, whereas the capsicums or the bell peppers are a lot more tougher, and they don't really break down as easy. Another thing is I like to use the baby Romas because they're a little bit sweeter, but you're more than welcome to use the normal cherry tomatoes. Just do whatever is the cheaper option. Last but not least is 1 whole bulb of garlic. I like to stand it on its side and then just slice directly through the center to open it up into 2 halves. Get it all onto a roasting tray lined with parchment paper or baking paper and drizzle over about 1 to 1.5 tablespoons of olive oil. You can use spray oil to cut the calories. Season with a little bit of salt. Add over a little bit of cracked black pepper, about 20 cracks worth. We're going to get this into our preheated oven at 220 degrees Celsius or 430 degrees Fahrenheit and roast this for about 35 to 40 minutes or until everything's soft, it's a little bit caramelized, and of course you can peel those skins off the bell peppers or capsicums. In the meantime, we can butterfly 800 grams or 1.7 pounds of boneless and skinless chicken breast. Just open it up like a butterfly, trim it up a little bit, and you can slice this into 2 even-sized fillets to make it easier to work with. Once you have it cleaned up, just go through and slice this into thin strips. The thinner they are, the quicker they'll cook, and always make sure that they're the same size. That way everything cooks consistently. If you do prefer to have diced chicken, just slice this into strips, rotate, and then dice into those bite-sized pieces. Now once you have that done, get the chicken into a bowl and add in 1 teaspoon of garlic powder. Add in a little bit of salt. I'm going to add in about 10 cracks of black pepper, and you can add all sorts of other different seasonings and spices to this just to make it your own. Give it a good mix, just make sure everything's thoroughly combined, none of that chicken is stuck together, and if you're using this straight away, you can leave it out, but if you've still got the vegetables in the oven like what I do recommend just placing it in the fridge until you're ready to cook it. All right, now we have everything roasted, everything's looking nice and caramelized. What I'm going to do is place those capsicums into a bowl, and this is just a little trick of the trade. We're going to wrap this up with some cling wrap or saran wrap, wherever you are in the world, and this is going to allow those to steam, and that's going to help be able to peel off those skins. All we need to do, wrap this up nice and tight and let this sit for about 10 to 15 minutes, and that way we're going to peel those skins off super easy. In the meantime, while we're waiting for everything to cool, we can generously season some boiling water for our pasta. Add in 350 grams or 12 ounces of penne or any pasta of your choice. Give it a mix just to prevent any clumping, and I'm going to cook this for 2 minutes less than the packet instructions and then drain and reserve a little bit of that pasta water. Once things have cooled down slightly, what we can do is just start removing that skin. All we need to do is peel this off. Some might come off easily, some might come off a little bit more difficult, but just try your best to remove it all. This can be considered an optional step as well if you don't mind a little bit of those stringy pieces for your sauce. It isn't the end of the world. Get all of your roasted vegetables into a blender bowl except that whole bulb of garlic. And then with our garlic, all we need to do is squeeze in that beautiful nectar. Blend this on a high speed until smooth. Once you have it nice and smooth, just give it a little mix around, make sure there's no lumps or nothing stuck. And if you find it a little bit too thick, you can add a splash of that pasta water or even stock to slightly thin it down. But at this point, we want a consistency that looks like this. Now in a large pan over a high heat, get this nice and hot. Add in 1 tablespoon of olive oil or any neutral flavored oil. Add in all of the chicken and then just spread it out and let it cook for about 2 minutes, just making sure that it's not all sitting on top of one another. After a couple of minutes, just mix this around. You'll have a nice golden crust forming on that chicken. Make sure nothing's stuck together. And we're going to cook this for a total of 4 minutes. We're not actually going to fully cook the chicken at this point. After about 4 minutes, just reduce the pan's heat to a medium. We'll then add in all of our sauce. Add in half a cup of chicken stock, 2/3 of a cup of cooking cream or thickened cream if you're here in Australia, An optional ingredient is 60 grams or 2 ounces of cream cheese, just for a little bit of extra protein. I'm just going to break that up and then fold it through. You can also blend it with the sauce to make your life a little bit easier. And we'll also grate in a little bit of Parmesan cheese. Now the amounts are completely up to you, but if you are completely calculating the macros, just make sure you weigh it out so you know exactly what you're putting into this dish. Give all of this a really good mix. Just make sure all of that sauce is completely folded through and break up that cream cheese, unless you've blended it, of course. We're going to then bring this back up to a simmer and cook for about 2 minutes just to thicken up that sauce. If at any point it gets too thick, adjust with that pasta water, and that's also going to help the pasta stick because of the starch content. At this point, the chicken will be cooked through, so we'll just give it a quick taste and adjust the seasoning. Just going to add a tiny little bit of salt and about 20 cracks of black pepper. Another optional ingredient is 120 grams or 4 ounces of baby spinach. Just adds a little bit of color through the dish. Give that a mix around, just allow this to wilt. It should take roughly 1.5 to 2 minutes. And when wilted, we can then add in our cooked and drained pasta. At this point, keep it over a low heat and just mix everything together. Make sure everything is evenly combined. Double check it again for seasoning. Now I've got enough sauce in here, which I'm happy with. If you wanted a little bit more sauce or to slightly thin it down, this is where you can start adding in that pasta water. Just keep mixing it around until evenly combined. However, once you're happy with that, you can then remove this from the stovetop. Now with serving up, this recipe is going to make 5 portions using 750 milliliter containers. I have a link for them in the description. You can weigh out the total amount and then divide it between the 5, or you can go by eye. Just make sure each container has the right amount of chicken per portion. For a little bit of garnish, I'm going to add over a little bit of grated Parmesan. You can do this now, or you can do this when you've gone to reheat them, as well as a little bit of cracked black pepper per container, about 5 cracks worth, and to finish it off with some optional flat leaf parsley that's just been roughly chopped. So once you have these portioned out, let them cool down for about 15 to 20 minutes like we usually do, and then these can go in the fridge for up to 4 days and in the freezer for up to 3 months. For reheating, you can do it in a pan or a microwave, just do whatever is easiest for you, and I do recommend adding a splash of stock or water just to hydrate a little bit. So with everything said and done, there's one thing left to do, and that is we can then dig in.